Okay, hi everybody. Guitar tip today is on the Lydian scale. So I've been doing this series of scales and today it's Lydian's turn. I'm not really doing them in order. I'm just kind of picking different ones I think are interesting. So Lydian scale is a major scale with a sharp 4 or a sharp 11 in it. So if we were in C, it would go root 2, 3, sharp 4, 5, 6, major 7, root 2, 3, sharp 4, 5, 6, major 7, root. And I could go up to the 9 or the 2, up there. Your arpeggio, root 3, has that flat, or sharp 4 in it rather, right? There's that 5. So I'm including the sharp 4 in the arpeggio if I play it. So I play root 3, sharp 4, 5, because that's that Lydian sound. So so a major 7 chord, C major 7. If I put that sharp 11 in the chord, you get a major 7 sharp 11 chord. Sharp 4 is sharp 11, right? That's that sound. It's very inquisitive, pretty interesting sound. You can use Lydian over just a straight major 7. If I just had C major 7, right, I could drop that Lydian sound over it and it would work just fine. Now, a lot of people say that if you have a major 7 chord and you play Lydian over it, you can't hit a bad note really, which is kind of true, and bad note in quotation marks. Just because the 4 itself, the natural 4, is a little tight against a major 7 chord, whereas the sharp 11, even though it sounds a little weird at first, is a little more usable, and I'll show you what I mean by that. In that, if I just played a C major 7 and I dropped that note against it, it's pretty intense, right? But just by using the 5, even for a split second, you can soften the blow, sort of, the sharp 11 chord. So if I have this like major 7 shell, right, and I put the sharp 11, and then just that little bit, suddenly it's not quite so intense. I sort of surround it with some chord tones. The 5th, sharp 11, there's the 3rd. So just by surrounding this major 7 with some chord tones, we can soften it up and make it very usable. Sometimes I would think of when I was trying to remember the Lydian shape in this position. You're very cautious. People get uppity about modes sometimes these days. I think of just moving down a half step and playing a Phrygian shape. Okay, what we would consider as a sort of a 3rd mode of a G major scale shape. Essentially, it's the same. Oh, sorry, because it just stopped there. That would be the major 7 anyways. But I'm thinking of the root C. What you have to remember is the valuations of all these notes. So, it's a root, of course, of C major 7, like I went through at the start of the scale. So when I'm using it, I'll use it just like a major 7, so with the arpeggios, and then you can add that sharp 11 as an interesting color tone. Another thought, hey, that Phrygian, we talked about it before, it contains the shape of the pentatonic scale, minor pentatonic, this particular shape, that is. So theoretically, if I had a C major 7, I could just play a B minor pentatonic. And I would be hitting those Lydian notes, right? I'd be hitting the 6 of the C, there's that major 7, my 3rd, my 9, my sharp 11, 7. I wouldn't use it like bluesy smooths it out or anything, right? You could try it, I guess, but I'd keep it a little straighter, like. So that's an idea. One more idea for you, because I don't want to get too long on this, but it's a fascinating scale to use, is just taking little pieces of it. So to make it more usable, because often you're not spending a lot of time on this chord as the changes go by, right? So just taking a little piece. So I might take this, just that little shape. Major 7, root 3, 5, and a sharp 11, right? And explore that sound. You know, maybe loop yourself a C major 7 chord. And move through. Those and really explore that sound. Like, what does that sharp 11 do? Do you like it? You know, that's another thing. You don't have to use it. Another cool little shape of that would be the root. Same notes, but it looks like that. I love that shape. It's almost sort of pentatonic blues scale-ish. But it's all the same. Super useful little shape. Notice if you're playing C major, of course, you want to go through all your other modal shapes, arpeggios, you know, overlap it, you call it cage system, call it what you will. You know, C major 7 in that position, which is another sort of starting position. Get the equivalent of a G major scale, of course, because C is the 4th degree of G major scale, and C is the 4th mode of G major, so the notes are the same. So if I play this C major 7 and play over it with just a G major scale, I'm getting those sharp 11 notes. That also worked. And then, of course, any of the puzzle pieces of the modes that click together on the way up the neck will work. However, I can't stress enough, in each position, be sure you know where your chord tones are. You know, overlay the chord shapes or arpeggios so that you can see where your chord shapes are, so you know how they behave and what you're doing with it. So it's a fascinating scale. And it's got some great, it's got some great uses. I hope that's helpful. See you next time.